Hi guys, it's Cassie. I just did something so amazing and I finished the Shatter Me trilogy. I am so excited. I am so happy with the ending. Overall, this series, it's going to be on my forever shelf. I will never be getting rid of this. I tried to find my third book and I looked everywhere. You're probably going to see it somewhere and be like, it's right there. And I'll just be aloof to that. But I am so excited. So the first book, Shatter Me, was sent to me by Uppercase, and I'm so glad they did because it definitely got me out of my reading slump. I finished these so quickly. And with Shatter Me, I definitely liked it. And you know, it's funny, as I read some of the reviews on Goodreads, and I didn't agree with some of the bad ones. Like, I realized that it had a really different writing structure. It had strikeouts through some of the words. It was really heavily metaphorical. And if you don't like that and you can't get past the first book, like, keep reading, because it lays off of it a little bit later and it becomes more action oriented and I guess love oriented. And with the first book, you know, I really liked it. I wanted to see what happened next, but I definitely, when I finished reading it, I was like, oh, hey, this is like X-Men. Like, this is Rogue's story. It's a retelling of Rogue. And there's nothing wrong with that because she did an amazing job. And as far as the writing went, you know, when they did the strikeouts, I really enjoyed that because I like how it showed the mix between her being alone and by herself and mentally unstable and what her thought process was like to how she slowly developed that social orientation and came out of that. And so I actually really enjoyed the strikeouts and I like the different things that they did with that. So I disagree with them. I really liked that. And then, of course, for those of you who don't know, Shatter Me is a trilogy about a girl whose touch is lethal, and when she touches people, she kills them. So as a protection, her parents didn't know how to handle it and put her in a mental institution, and she was basically in a dark, like, dungeon-like thing. I mean, it was a mental ward, and she was kept to herself and had no human contact. And then it tells the story of Adam, one of the soldiers, and he kind of goes in to get her out and basically presents her to Warner, which is one of the leaders of Sector 45 of the Reestablishment. The Reestablishment is their form of government that is kind of ruining life as they know it. And it is a dystopian. I highly recommend this series, and even if you don't love the first book, get past it because the second and the third book are just, it goes up a notch every time. In Unravel Me, I really liked seeing Juliet's character grow in strength. One of my biggest pet peeves with female characters is when they're kind of whiny, and I can't, even with guys, I hate when guys are very whiny. It gets on my nerves. And then I liked seeing the development between different people. This is where we got to meet Kenji, which is another one of the soldiers, and he is one of by far my favorite comedic relief people. I love him to death. If I could have him as a best friend, I absolutely would. And I need to find me a Kenji in real life because he was incredible. And even more so in the third book, in Ignite Me, you got to see so much more of him. He's so witty and such a smartass, and like, he's so cocky, but I loved it. I loved his character. And then we also get to see in the third book a lot more about Warner. And even though we did get to see a little bit development in the second book with Warner, it's really funny because I was reading reviews for all the whole series and then the books, and there was one that I read that said only an emotionally unstable and psychotic person would be Team Warner. And let me tell you, one of my favorite books to read is seeing a character that is so down, that is making the wrong choices, that has a bad past and thinks that they can't change, and then finding something that makes them change. In this case, yes, it probably was Juliet, but it can be anything. It could just be something to live for, especially when they come out of being treated so badly and coming from such a bad background. And so I actually love Warner, and I don't care what anybody says about my opinion of that. And I also thought Adam, by the end, like, it felt like Gale from Hunger Games. Like, I just wanted to smack him. And because he became whiny, and because he was jealous and possessive, and I just did not like it. And Warner, even though he had a little bit of jealousy, he was strong in his convictions, and I liked that. I liked that he still knew who he was, even though he had made all these bad decisions and it was kind of haunting him. I like that. So overall, I loved these books. I am so happy I found these books. Thank you, Uppercase. Like, oh my gosh. And obviously I have the biggest grin on my face, and I will, when they make the hardcover in this, because they need to do this cover. I don't know what that other cover is. I have the paperback in it because that one was much prettier. But oh, I give the series overall 5 out of 5 stars. I would say that as the books went, I gave the first book probably 4 out of 5 stars, and then both the second ones are 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the character development. The quotes are beautiful. I actually really enjoyed the use of metaphors, and I loved the use of strikeouts and the writing style. I thought this was an incredible series, and I think you should pick it up if you haven't already. And please, just, if you can't get past all of that in the first book, give the second book a chance. I'm telling you, it picks up. It's so good. It's action-packed. And I love the development of the story. So, yes, yes, yes. So that I don't keep rambling, I will say goodbye, and I will see you soon. Bye!